Hey, Fred! Let's get this done. Okay, so today we are going to take a look at all of the concepts we have done in this unit so far, and we're going to do them all in one problem. It's going to be super exciting. You ready? You ready? All right, I'm ready. So, okay, so we are going to write an equation that passes through the points -2, 5, and 3, 10. And we're going to get all of the parts that are listed below. And that's what all those words in that paragraph say. We want the slope, point slope form, slope intercept form, standard form, x-intercept, the y-intercept, a point that's not written above, and the slope of the line that is parallel, a slope of a line that is parallel to this line, and the slope of a line that is perpendicular to this. Let's dig in and get it done, my friend. All right, so we have 2 points, -2, 5. And we're writing the equation of line. Whenever we do this, highly recommend we do some labeling here, x1, y1, x2, y2. And whenever we go to calculate the slope, I highly recommend you writing down the slope formula. And this allows you to kind of just plug and chug. Plug and chug. Just get it, put it in, get it done. So now y2 being 10, y1 being 5, x2 being 3, x1 being -2. Simplify that, we get 5 over 5, which simplifies again to something real nice like 1. We have a slope, m equals, our slope is 1 for this problem. Great. Now we need to put it in point slope form. Point slope form being y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. And we are going to put a point and a slope in point slope form for this problem. So the point we are going to use, which is labeled x1, y1, x1 being -2, so we're going to put that in the x1 spot, y1 being 5, so we're going to put it in the y1 spot. And then our m we calculated up above being the number 1. Fantastic. We're going to simplify that a little bit. Plus, minus becomes plus. And then we don't want that 1 hanging out because it's like one-time stuff. So point slope form is actually that. Y minus 5 equals x plus 2. So that becomes point slope form. After we do that, we're going to convert it into slope intercept form. Point slope form here, slope intercept form, if you remember, y equals mx plus b. So to get it into y equals mx plus b, we're going to distribute and simplify some things. Let's use Christmas colors. Distribute and simplify some things. So y minus 5 equals 1x plus 2. We're going to add 5 to both sides. Slope intercept form, we want to get y by itself. Y equals x. I'm not going to write 1x anymore. Plus 7. That becomes our slope intercept form. Conveniently, with slope intercept form, we can read our y-intercept being 7 on this. We can also read our slope being 1. It's written out in front of x. After we put it in slope intercept form, then we want to convert it into standard form, which is ax plus by equals c. Remember those 3 characteristics of it: x and y on the same side, no fractions or decimals. The leading coefficient a has to be a positive number. To do that, we're going to get x and y on the same side, so we're minus x. Negative x plus y equals 7. It's still not in standard form. Even though we don't have any fractions or decimals, we want to get rid of that negative on the front. So we're going to multiply both sides by -1. That allows us to get rid of that negative. So we get x, distribute that, negative y equals -7. That becomes our standard form. All right, now let's dig into some of the other components. We've got our 3 nicknames for the equation. We've got our 3 forms of the equation: point slope form, slope intercept form, standard form. Let's have a conversation about the x-y intercept, the points that are on the line. So to do that, I personally feel like it helps us to graph it at this point. So let's drop those points: -2, 5, 3, 10, And we're going to connect those dots, and I'm going to draw this really, really perfect. Draw this really, really perfect so you get a real true understanding of what the picture looks like. So we're asking questions about the points on the line. If we graph it perfect, then we'll be able to see those points easily. All right, let's talk about the y-intercept. I think that's the easiest out of the group because we've talked about that a bunch before. Y-intercept can be found from slope-intercept form. It can also be found on the graph, if you graphed it perfect, where the graph crosses the y-axis, or the y-axis. That's 0, positive 7, or the y-intercept being 7. The x-intercept, conversely, is where the graph crosses the x-axis. So if we look at the picture in that, we end up getting a really nice picture, and it crosses at -7, 0. So we actually have an x-intercept with -7. Another way to go about finding it is if you reflect that the y-coordinate is 0, you can take standard form and you can put 0 in for y to calculate the x-intercept if you want. We get the same exact value. Let's go ahead and find a point that is currently not on the graph and is not written above. So we need another point on that graph. One way we can go about finding that is we can use our slope from an existing point that we know is on the line. So we can find this point. We can go up 1, right 1 if you want, and we draw another point, -1, 6. That is also another point on the graph. Great. Okay, slope of a line that is parallel. If you recall, parallel slopes are the same slopes. Lines with parallel slope. Lines that are parallel have slopes that are the same. So if our original slope was 1, our parallel slope to this is also 1. Slope of a line that's perpendicular, if you remember, that's opposite reciprocal, meaning flip and change sign. So if we get y, the original slope is 1 over 1, flip it, becomes, well, 1 over 1, but we also need to change the sign so it becomes negative, which reduced is the slope of -1. And there you go, my friends. That is the problem for today. Tomorrow, you're going to get a similar problem for your assignment, your practice. All right. Thank you. Take care and enjoy. Maybe a sandwich would be good. Enjoy a sandwich. Peace.